Hi, Sweet Pea.
Hi, Mummy Bear.
We have another chit-chat.
We do episode 54 coming from a great explorer.
An absolutely incredible explorer, somebody with so many stories to tell. This is
Yeah.
the wonderful Tim Marshall
Mm-hmm.
from Mount St. John.
Exactly. That beautiful garden that we were looking at, and we were just completely in awe of the view, the huge deep terraces, then the incredible kind of succession of ponds in this kind of little valley area with trees surrounding. I mean, it was just stunning. And Adam visited, didn't he?
Yeah, it was Adam Frost who's chatting to Tim and also Jack at the gardens, and Adam was blown away by it all as well, mostly by
Completely.
Jack's job. But it was probably one of, if not our most favourite garden that
Yes,
we've seen on
exactly.
Gardener's World. There were
Mm.
so many elements to it that are just
Mm-hmm.
how we imagine in our dreams what our
Oh,
garden would be
completely.
like.
With that view just kind of dropping off into the distance.
Yeah, really stunning. So we were really pleased to be joined by Tim, who is fascinating. We talked a lot
Oh,
about his
lovely
career
guy.
right
Mm.
from school, right from a little Tim, actually, a little teeny
I
tiny Tim,
know.
who sounds like the sweetest
I
Tim
know.
possible, and his experience and interest in cacti and succulents at that point, and then how his
Yes.
interest in the plant world has just only continued.
There's a very cool story behind that.
There's a great story around that, but just really fascinating. If you're looking to get into horticulture,
Yeah,
then Tim's story is really fantastic. He's
it
also
is.
probably one of the most laid back people I've spoken to, and
Oh, so chill.
I think he attributes a lot of that to his job, where he
Of
says he has no stresses, life's good.
exactly. It must be so bliss each
Yeah.
day poodling out there. Wonderful.
There were a couple of things that we chatted about after we stopped recording,
Which
which
we
we
do
should
seem to
mention.
do.
Yeah,
Yes.
lots of
We do
chat
this a
afterwards.
lot.
One of them, and most importantly, was it was only after we'd finished recording that Tim let slip that he's discovered a plant on one of his many
I
plant
know.
hunting expeditions. And
Yes.
he described it to us. He said it's this cute little cactus with a little yellow
Mm.
flower. And
Gorgeous little
the
thing.
name we have for it is the Sulcorabutia elizabethii. Did that sound
Yes.
right? You're normally the one who's good with the Latin names.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's how you'd say it.
And the elizabethii part comes from the name of the wife of the person Tim was with when they were
Yes,
discovering this little cactus. We were
because
bitterly
apparently,
disappointed.
yeah,
We wanted it to be called at least Tim Marshallii or
exactly, or Timmy Eye,
Timmy
or
I,
just,
something
or
Tim based.
exactly. But apparently, you're not allowed to name a plant that you've discovered after yourself.
Yeah. Do you think
So
it's a rule, a law, or do you think it's just not the done thing? It's frowned upon.
maybe it's frowned upon. It's a bit
Mm,
egotistical. But I
it
would
is
go,
a bit, isn't
ah,
it?
who cares about that? This is my plant.
Well, but also Tim's daughter as well.
Yeah, or wife.
Or
You know?
wife, yeah. Anyway, that's not our decision. I don't know why we're
No,
getting on our
of course
high
not. But
horses
do look
about
it
that.
up. It's a
Yeah,
gorgeous little
he
plant.
found it in central Bolivia when
Mm.
he was one of his many expeditions out there.
I know. And we talk about many of his expeditions all around the world. And we talked at one point about Madagascar and him
That's just
being
funny.
over there. And he talked about this is really funny because we talked about this afterwards and how he talked about how there were loads of lemurs. And so the normal thing that normal people do, you know, is start singing, I like to move it, move it. I like to move and we were biting our tongues to
We
stay in
both.
interview mode and not start singing I like to move it from the Madagascar film.
Not to spontaneously erupt into Madagascar. Was it a Disney? No, it was a Madagascar animated film, wasn't it? One of your
Yeah,
favourites.
yeah,
King Julian, I
exactly.
think, isn't he?
Yes,
The
it's
King
King.
Lemur. So Tim lucked out that he didn't have us
He,
both
yes,
launching into song.
he was very lucky.
But as always, there's a lot of information in these episodes, and Tim's
Mm,
episode is no exception. So we'll be
nope.
putting links to all the things that Tim mentions, all the places he's worked, because for him, it's the
Yes.
case of him having worked rather than just visited. amazing gardens around the country and not just around this country. So I'll put links to all of those on our website. Those will all go on the gardens page. And Tim is, of course, on the Rogues Gallery as well, on the Chit-Chat page. And if you want to get in touch with us about anything we discussed on here, if you've got any questions or any comments, then please do get in touch. We have a contacts page on our website. The website is notjustagarden.co.uk, or you can email us at notjustagarden@outlook.com.
Exactly.
So, Sweet Pea, tell us the format.
So for Tim's Dream Garden, the format was garden boundary, shed or greenhouse, 5 ornamentals, 5 edibles, 1 statement tree, pond or pool plus 1 plant, and finally favourite seating area, drink, and 1 plant for that area.
In terms of sounds, there are a few tummy rumbles, but that's probably drowned out by huge, really obvious thunder rumbles. We had a full-on thunderstorm, and at one point the house shook.
It did actually, and it was nearer the end when we were just wrapping things up. It was so lucky that happened then.
So it was a very speedy goodbye to Tim, because we were worried that we were going to lose all comms and have some sort of power cut. So as is the way here.
Exactly.
So you can enjoy a bit of atmospheric thunder behind the
It's
cat.
lovely. It's quite ASMR, so it's quite nice.
Let's have a listen to Tim's episode.
Absolutely.
This is episode 54, a good old chit-chat with Tim Marshall.
I like to move it, off we go.
Welcome, Tim, to a good old chit-chat.
Well, thank you. Nice to be here.
Thank you for joining us, taking time out from what I think is possibly Sweet Pea's and my most favourite garden that we've seen on Gardener's World so far.
Yes.
Which is Mount St John's in Thirsk, is that right?
Yes, just outside Thirsk in the village of Felixkirk.
Right. And sadly, it's a private garden.
It is, yeah. But occasionally we have open days for the public to experience and enjoy.
Yeah, it means that you guys who work there, so we saw you and we saw Jack as well.
Yeah.
And I think Adam Frost you were giving him a bit of a tour around, weren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
So it means you guys working there, you are completely undisturbed by...
Which is lovely.
Yeah.
So you can be really just not seeing anyone all day, apart from each other.
Yeah, generally. We do allow up to about 15 groups a year to go around the gardens.
Right.
And we have open days once or twice a year for the public to view the gardens as well.
Right.
But on the whole, the gardens...
Your own playground.
And the owners, of course.
Are the owners there often?
Yeah.
Is that their permanent
Yes, it's their main property.
Okay.
So,
it would be, wouldn't
and
it?
they love the gardens.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Who wouldn't? So are they wandering around the gardens a lot?
Yes, walking the dogs and just admiring the gardens and the location. Yeah.
This is the absolute dream. So we should explain what we saw. So there was a beautiful drone shot through a green gate, and then it sort of panned out over the top of these gardens, which seem to be quite formal geometric terraces, deep terraces.
They
initially.
are, yeah. So directly in front of the main house, they're very formal kind of layout, which really complements the Georgian property.
Yeah.
But the further away from the house you get, the more kind of natural and kind of naturalistic planting, which Tom Stewart Smith is very well known for.
Yes.
But it's got all these different rooms, and each room's very different, and it's a even for myself, it's a fascinating garden.
Yeah. Well, so it is formal, and then it does just blend, and then the most stunning views as well, which
the views really kind of finish it off.
Yeah.
Because we can see right across to York Minster and Drax Power Station. I know Power Station isn't really the first thing you think of, but it's a lovely view. But it just shows you what kind of distance, because that's about 60 miles away. So
wow, really,
you've got amazing views.
Incredible.
Absolutely fantastic. And you mentioned, I think, to Adam that it brings you a lot of inner peace, and that you just don't ever feel stressed.
Yeah, oh, totally. And every morning I walk through the gardens, and it's a great start to the day.
Yeah,
I can really kind of de-stress, and not that I have a lot of stress anyway, but it just really does help.
Do you know, that's so unusual to hear? I don't know anyone, I think, in my circle who doesn't have stress. And when you mention it on the programme...
It varies at times, but like before open days and things, there's always a certain level of stress. But general every day, pretty laid back and calm.
Yeah. perfect job then.
Oh, it is. It is.
So you've got a massive portfolio. When we did some super sleuthing, or as Susie calls it, cyber stalking, we saw about your background. So you've been in horticulture for 30 years.
Yeah, exactly.
And it sounds like you've been all over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gone. Yeah. I initially started at Askenbrine College, where I did a HND in horticulture and landscape management.
Okay.
And I was lucky enough to do a 2-year placement for my middle year. Well, it ended up being 2 years at Scampston Hall over in North Yorkshire. This was before anything Pete Adolf had done in the gardens, and it was a renovation project at that time. We were renovating the woodlands, and there's an old Victorian rock garden, and I loved it. I really enjoyed it, and I stayed there 2 years mainly because I wanted to save money to travel, because I love plant hunting as well. So I was lucky enough. The Ledgards who own the estate were lovely people, and I went back to Askenbrine to do my last year. And once I finished that, Sir Charles Ledgard approached me and said, "Would you like to be my head gardener?" And I said, "Oh, crikey." I suppose it was a difficult decision because I was in the process of packing my bags to emigrate to South America.
Right.
To actually permanently go to Bolivia.
You were planning to actually live there?
Yeah, I was planning to kind of not flee the country, but to go and travel South America, really.
Is that on account of the plant hunting?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to say that I accepted the position, and I really enjoyed it. Soon after I started, I met Pete Adolf, and he started his kind of plans for the wall garden there, and I stayed there for nearly 10 years as head gardener. And I really did love it. It's a small estate, but great experience.
And straight out of college to be
straight out of college. So Sir Charles was really kind of trusting me, I suppose. With this baby as such.
Wow, Tim, what an opportunity. So the HND is a 3-year course, but you made it 4 years because you did 2 years out working, and you get paid during those 2 years.
Yes, kind of minimum wage, but it's really the experience. And it made a huge difference to me. I worked under a great head gardener, Michael Darville, whilst I was there. And gardening really is a lifestyle. So you really got to get into the whole kind of atmosphere of the estate and the gardens. I really loved those first years. I thought it was great.
It's interesting you say that, because recently on Gardener's World, Adverley did a little mini lecture on Gertrude Jekyll, and we learnt that she was, as Adverley put it, the original remote worker, because she wouldn't tend to visit the sites. She would just ask for soil samples and what materials the buildings were made out of, and then she would create her design. So if you can hear that noise, that's thunder, Aaron. We have a thunderstorm. And so we found that very interesting. We're not garden designers. We don't have a horticultural background like you. But in my mind, that seemed incredible that you weren't present at the site, the location, understand the light, the feel of the place, the surroundings.
But it is interesting because I've worked with quite a few designers, and I couldn't, like you say, I couldn't really appreciate if they did it from a distance. You need to have that feel of the site and aspects, and it's got to complement its surroundings. And,
of course,
that's very difficult to do it that way.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, so you've worked with not just Pitt, but also there's Tom, but also Arnie Maynard. Some big garden designers.
So after Scampston, I worked in a place called Holcombe Hall, which is on the North Norfolk coast, and I started off as head gardener, and then I became garden manager, and really my role there was to start the kind of renovation of the gardens and the landscape. And they've got a huge wall garden there, which had been a commercial nursery, and we wanted to bring it back in-house and turn it into a lovely garden, which thankfully it is now. It's finished and open to the public, and it's thriving. And it's another place which I really adored. The landscape is amazing, and the light in North Norfolk is incredible.
Yes.
Lovely.
But after 5 years in North Norfolk, Tom Stuart Smith enticed me to the Thames Valley. So I worked on a private estate just outside Henley, implementing a garden with Tom.
Yeah.
And that was a great experience. It wasn't a huge estate, but it's great fun working with him and his team.
Yeah.
And I was there for a couple of years. After that, I was contacted by Arnie Maynard, and I worked with him in the Middle East, in Jordan.
Wow.
That was such a eye opener. I've always loved arid loving plants, Mediterranean plantings.
Yeah.
So I jumped at the opportunity really to work in Jordan. And,
so when you get that call from Arnie, I mean, from anyone, to be headhunted by anyone, it's a very nice feeling. But to get the call from Arnie, did you just say, "Yep, I'm all yours. Tell me when I start"?
Well, I suppose I was at a point in my life where I was keen to get as much experience as possible, and obviously I knew about Arnie. Arnie had previously worked with Pete Aldolf with the Chelsea Gardens and things, and I'd have been stupid not to say yes.
Yeah.
So,
didn't like to say,
but it's very daunting because it would be my first time I'd worked abroad, and I was on my own, and it was good.
So what was the setup in Jordan? Where were you staying?
I've done 2 kind of periods in Jordan. That first time I was based in Amman, the capital, and it was looking after lots of private properties around the country, really, leading quite a large team of up to 50 horticulturalists.
So Arnie was designing for all these different properties?
He was, for various kind of properties there.
Wow.
Focusing on one site, which is great.
So this was all obviously arid planting. What was your experience before going to Jordan on arid planting and anything similar to this climate?
I suppose, arid planting wise, I suppose North Norfolk was quite appropriate. It's quite a dry kind of part of the country. But also, since a young boy, I've had a passion with cacti and succulents, and travelling to South America when I can. Yeah. So I already knew a good number of the kind of planting palettes Arnie would be using. And there were some things which we grow in the UK, which we could grow out there as well. So a lot of the plants which we think as being Mediterranean plants, like organums and lavenders, they all do well over there, and myrtus. So it's a mix and match kind of palette, really.
Yeah. Okay. What an experience! How long were you out there for?
So that first time I was out there for about 2.5 years.
Right.
And I really enjoyed it. But I got married with obviously my wife. I got married with a lady from South America, from Bolivia. So
So this was. Were you with her when you moved out to Jordan?
Yeah, we were kind of boyfriend girlfriend for quite a few years.
So she came with you.
Not initially. I went out because she was still in Bolivia.
Okay.
So I moved from the UK to Jordan. Right. And I was probably there for about 12, 15 months on my own. And then she came out and joined me in Jordan. Sorry.
Oh, fantastic!
We got married, and we had a
Jordan?
daughter. Yeah, no, we didn't get married in Jordan. We got married in Bolivia and Denmark.
Crikey!
What on earth?
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the Danish reference?
So really, we had the church wedding in Bolivia, and then we had the civil wedding in Denmark, which kind of satisfies all the kind of paperwork and such like.
Are you of Danish background?
Yes.
No, it's just the simplest route, really.
Really?
Yeah, because we weren't living in the UK, it's much easier to get married in Denmark.
Oh, and beautiful as well.
That's
gorgeous! Yeah, it's the first time I'd been on holiday. Well, been to Denmark, and I loved it. Really fantastic place. Scandinavia.
Yeah.
And we moved back to Jordan, and we had a baby girl.
Oh.
And after a while, we decided it's probably a good idea to go back to the UK. My father wasn't too well, so we thought we'd kind of look after him for a bit. And yeah, in the UK, I was working in a place called Daylesford.
Yes.
In Oxfordshire area.
We know Daylesford. We've visited and we've walked in to buy our lunch, and I've left with a slight sweat at the price of it, trying to smile at Sweet Pea, saying, it's fine, it's totally fine.
It's totally fine.
I was on the Daylesford estate rather than the Daylesford kind of shop kind of side. So it's where the family live, the Bamford family. And I used to love going to the shop to kind of to look at things, but
not
purchase.
Not touch.
Do not touch.
But delightful, really nice.
Yeah, they've really got an eye for things. It's so beautifully set up, isn't it?
Exactly, the aesthetics are beautiful.
Yeah, entirely.
And I was at Daylesford as garden manager for about 2 years.
So what's the difference between a garden manager and a head gardener?
Not much, to be honest. I suppose usually the size of the teams with a garden manager are bigger. I had a team of, I think it was 10 at Daylesford. So it's a decent size. But day-to-day activities are roughly the same as a head gardener, really.
Good, because often as soon as you put the suffix manager, as soon as you add manager to anything, it tends to be sort of pushing a lot of paper around. And
it can do, but I mean, even when you're a head gardener and you've got a big team, it does turn into a bit of a paper trail.
Oh, does it?
No.
So health and safety and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yes.
Rears its head quite a lot nowadays. So And I enjoyed living in Oxfordshire. It's a lovely part of the world. But
Where did
conversation. It was just on the Daylesford estate.
Wow!
So it's a delightful kind of atmosphere.
So that came with the job then.
It came with the job, and
So
Oxford.
were you schooling your daughter at this point, or was she not quite at school stage?
No, she was going to preschool.
Right.
So it's before primary school, but after about 2 years, I was talking with Arnie Maynard again, as you do, and he was encouraging. He was encouraging me to go to the Caribbean to work on a project with them there. Temptation kind of got the best of me, and I thought, this is going to be a fabulous kind of opportunity. He'd taken on a new project, which was about 1,000 acres.
Right.
It was really wild kind of rainforest, which was being turned into a kind of garden and kind of botanical kind of site. So it was really exciting.
So were you clearing the rainforest?
Parts of it, yes. But we had to be as sympathetic as possible. Keeping as much as we could. There's a new house being built and lots of gardens around the property. So it's a fascinating site, and learning a new kind of palette of plants as well, because very different again from the Mediterranean kind of Middle Eastern plants, much more tropical, and I loved it. Big team again, about 50 or 60 people. Wow. So it's a decent team.
So Arnie called you again, said, hi Tim.
Well,
me again.
I can't remember how it happened, but I mean, we were in conversation and
right.
Hello.
Good kind of chit-chat.
And did you say, I've got family now, and so this is a bit harder? And he said, no worries, bring the whole family.
Yeah, he knew, he knows my wife and daughter, and he would never suggest, splitting up a family or anything.
No.
So, it just came with the kind of whole process that they would join me. So,
how old was your daughter at this stage?
Oh, crikey. She must have been about 4 or so, maybe 3 or 4.
Does she have memories of it?
Yeah.
She does, vague memories. She'll say, "Oh, I remember living in the greenhouse."
Yeah.
Because it had a green roof. So.
Wow.
Oh, sweet. Gosh, but still, that experience for her, and wow.
Yeah.
So born in Jordan.
Born in
Came
Jordan.
to the UK, then got to live in the island of Nevis.
Yeah, on Nevis. Yeah, so part of St Kitts and Nevis.
Yes,
and I loved it. Yeah, the only bit I didn't like was the hurricane season.
Right, no.
6 months of the year.
Yes.
But thankfully, we didn't have anything nasty whilst I was there. But it's always in the back of your mind.
So the family who you were doing the garden for, are they from the Caribbean, or are they Brits?
No, they were. The owner was American.
American.
Very passionate, and loved the plants, and she respected Arnie, a lot. So Arnie had quite a lot of free reign in the design, which was great. He did it how he wanted, and obviously, I work well with Arnie as well. So it was ideal. It really was.
Oh, it must have been a joy. How long were you out there for?
So about 2.5 years, and unfortunately, the owner died. And things just kind of changed. They were still finishing the project, but it didn't feel the same. So the plan was to return back to the UK. But I spoke to my friends in Jordan just to say that I was going back to the UK, and they said, don't go back to the UK, come here. So
you're like, oh my gosh,
yeah. I can probably give you a year. So we headed from the Caribbean to Jordan right in the middle of COVID, so it was a bit of a nightmare journey, but we made it. And this time in Jordan, we were living in Aqaba, which is right in the south of the country, and working on some new projects down there. And it was great. The weather is very different from the northern part of Jordan. It's much hotter, much drier. But fascinating place, and we really enjoyed it.
I can't think what the size of Jordan is. How does it compare to, say, the size of the UK?
It's probably about the size of Wales or so. So it's not a huge country, but it's
still a big
culturally
climactic difference.
Yeah, very much so. In the north, you're quite high up, so you tend to get occasional kind of heavy snow during the winter.
Oh, right.
But then in the south, it's never dropping below, 8 degrees. Some months you get kind of 45 degrees in the summer. So it's quite sticky in the summer months.
Fascinating with the difference in planting, though, that you'd have from north to south.
Oh, totally. It's very much more succulent kind of based, and you can stretch things a bit further in the south as long as you've got the irrigation. You can have some really interesting plants from, say, Madagascar and parts of Central Africa. Really quite nice.
So these gardens, especially in the south of Jordan, they rely heavily on irrigation, do they? It's not a case of...
Yes, they've got to, because it really is a desert. So, you need that additional water to keep them going. Yeah.
And how long were you there for?
I was there for about 2 years that time. But initially, I told them I was only going for a year. And, I got to the point where
Tim,
I've got to go back. I've got to go back to the UK.
Was your daughter being schooled in Jordan?
She was, she started at the local kind of Montessori school. And she enjoyed it. But I just felt that this schooling wasn't as good as it would be in the UK. So that's one of the key factors for going back to the UK. I was keen for my daughter to get her kind of identity, I suppose, because moving around all over the place, she's not
understandable.
It's
going to be a bit mixed up.
So
we decided to move back to the UK, and I got a job at a place called Raby Castle, so up in County Durham. And this was working with Luciano Jubilee and Alistair Baldwin on some new designs, that mainly the wall garden areas. Quite a large site, about 12-15 acres, totally being renovated, and a lot of the buildings as well, the old stables and old kind of vineries, and to make it into a more larger visitor attraction. And it was really exciting.
Yeah. And then you headed over to where you are now.
Yeah, and then once I'd finished that project, I headed over just a bit further south into North Yorkshire to Mount St John, and love it. Fantastic
How long
place.
have you been there?
Just over a year now, so not a long time, but I've followed Mount St John for years. Years ago, when I started off at Scampston, we did have a trip across to see the gardens at Mount St John just after Tom had planted them. So it's nice to go that kind of virtually full circle. To see them now quite established after 20-25 years.
How did that job come about? Were you headhunted again, or did you apply?
No, I actually applied for this one.
Right.
I think the older I get, the less I want to be working in a public kind of garden kind of realm.
The public.
I used to love it. Well,
I get it entirely.
I do like the interaction, but when it's every day, all day,
you don't have to explain to us. We so enjoy.
We're on your side.
Completely relate.
It's nice to focus on the gardens more and
nature.
I think nature and my botanical interests, to be honest.
What you're trying to create.
Yeah.
So it sounds to me that you haven't been out of work since you finished your HND, or even before you finished your HND.
Yeah, luckily. Touch wood.
Touch wood. And so what would you put that success down to? Or if you could give any advice to someone who's considering a career in horticulture, what sort of advice would you give for them to ensure that they have this almost seamless route through
I think,
career?
stick with your passion, really. So within horticulture, whether you're a plantsman or greenkeeper, do something which really enthralls you and interests you. And it's in those areas you'll probably kind of shine and get to know the people who are going to hopefully help you on your way. And it's kind of connecting with the right people. I was very lucky, with the Ledyard family at Scampston, being introduced to Pete Aldorf, and then Pete Aldorf knows somebody else, and somebody else knows somebody else.
So it's a network.
And it's a network, and your name gets known, and so it seems to help. Well, it does help. Having that network.
Of course.
So
absolutely.
network building is very important.
Right.
But some people are just happy to stay in one place the whole of their working life.
That also works.
But I was just keen to get as mixed experience and see life, really.
You've certainly done that.
For the moment, I'm happy not to travel abroad. I'm quite happy to stay in good old Blighty and
kind of get it out your system almost, don't you?
Oh, you do. Yeah, I was thinking about the other day. I used to do probably once a year expeditions to Bolivia and Argentina, and I can remember the scary kind of situations I used to get myself into, and thinking about it now, I'd be petrified. Driving on some of the roads and clambering up these mountain slopes, and I think I'm a wimp now, a total wimp.
Do you think that comes with having children, though? Because pre-Sweet Pea, I was more kamikaze.
Oh, you
and then you
so
suddenly have this dependent, and you can't be like that anymore.
Yeah,
and you do then get this fear of dangers that you didn't have before.
I think you're right. Yeah, and just self-preservation as you get older. You know that you're more fragile and
exactly.
you're going to break if you fall.
So tell us about your plant hunting. Is it just Bolivia you've been to? Have you plant hunted around the world?
It's mainly Bolivia and Argentina, but the main focus was on Bolivia. Since I was a toddler, it's a strange kind of start, really, because when I was in kindergarten, there was this very strict Irish nun who used to rap my knuckles with a cane when I was trying to read to her. But she had a nice side because she used to grow cacti on the windowsill.
Right.
And it, I don't know, it just fascinated me, and I wanted to grow these plants. And ever since then, I've been quite passionate about cacti and succulents. And I started going to the Cactus Society kind of meetings. There's a British Cactus and Succulent Society. And when I was about 8-9 years old, I used to go to these meetings once a month. I was way the youngest person there. Most people were in their 60s and 70s.
Oh, that is so cute.
Yeah, so cute. A bit weird, but I was just really into it. And there's a guy there who was talking about a trip he'd made to Bolivia to study the plants and the flora. And afterwards I went up to him and said, when I grow up, I'd like to go with you. And he said, yes, come back to me when you're a bit older.
Oh, little Tim sounds really sweet.
So when I was about 19, I still know him, and I still knew him at that point. So I approached him and said, I'd love to go to South America when you're next planning to go. And said, yeah, sure. So probably the next year we did our first expedition to central Bolivia, mainly focusing on plants belonging to the genus Sulcrobutia, which is a tiny little kind of cushiony cactus with lovely flowers. And after that, virtually every year for the years up until I got married, we would go on these expeditions looking for new plants and really just logging sites where different species were growing around the country. And I really enjoyed it. I loved mixing with the culture and just the landscapes. It really was so different
What
from
an
anything I
experience.
previously knew.
How
Yeah.
were these expeditions, or would you call them an expedition?
Yeah, I suppose you would. It was really just, either 2 or 3 of us. We plan it in quite, a lot of detail, and I'd try and get funding in the early years from things like the OHS, who had various bursary schemes, and the Merlin Trust, which I think is still around today as well, which is a fantastic bursary kind of project run by Valerie Finnis, delightful little old lady. I remember mixing with her quite a lot, and she's great fun. And we'd head out to whether it be Bolivia or Argentina for 4 or 5 weeks during the British winter months, which are obviously the summer months over in South America.
That's a good time to do it.
Yeah, because there'll be lots of the cacti just coming into flower as the rainy season's starting.
Lovely.
And we'll be either camping or staying in little alojamientos, which are kind of 0-star hotels out there, and just enjoying it. Just having fun, and like you say earlier, back to nature, kind of. Yeah.
How long would you go for?
So between 4 and 5 weeks generally.
4 or 5 weeks.
So I'd use all my annual leave and
save it all up for that.
Yeah, it was great fun.
When you were out there, so you mentioned earlier how you're more risk averse now. What sort of dangers or risks were you coming across as a plant hunter?
So we've heard some stories.
Yeah, generally just the road networks and just the mountainous terrain, because we were high up in the Andes. Occasionally would be kind of rogue kind of police officers who'd be trying to either blackmail you or rob you.
Right.
Gosh.
But wildlife wise, not too many issues. Snakes occasionally in Cayman and such like, but generally nothing too scary.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
you just got to be fairly aware.
Yeah. So your plant hunting day's over?
Yeah.
I'd like
never
to.
Say never.
I'd never say never. I'd like to at some point carry on.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Maybe once my daughter's a bit older, we can go as a family.
That would be fun.
Because my wife's family lives is from Sucre in the central part of Bolivia. It'd be a good kind of place to head to.
Do you go back there much to see the family?
I haven't been back for 2 or 3 years now, but we're overdue a visit. So
a quick trip to the
I must get it
in-laws.
arranged.
How's your Spanish?
Yes.
Yeah, it could be better. I understand it, especially when my wife's in a bad mood.
Then it all comes out.
It's all there.
Yeah,
the tip of the tongue.
But usually once I've had a beer or two, I'm quite fluent.
It flows.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Well, Tim, I think we should have a look at your dream garden.
Yes.
I'm very intrigued to hear what sort of plants are going to turn up. So I'll hand you over to Sweet Pea and she'll take you through it.
Yeah, great.
Right. So starting with the garden boundary, what would you have surrounding?
I think really hedges, certainly. And it'd be a mixture of either hedges and woodland.
Okay.
So you're going to be in the UK, are you?
Yeah, I think the UK, probably Yorkshire, to be honest.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, Yorkshire, or the kind of County Durham kind of area, or Northumberland, but certainly in the north.
Right.
Okay.
And I think I don't like strict kind of boundaries, fences and walls. I prefer kind of more kind of open, free to roam, I suppose.
Right.
Landscape.
What happens at the very periphery of Mount St John Garden? There are there sort of harsh boundaries?
I wouldn't say harsh boundaries, no. There's lots of hedges, which I think kind of fit in with the landscape quite nicely.
Yeah.
So it does have boundaries.
It does, yeah.
It does. Yeah. Okay. What are you putting in the hedges?
Ooh, that's interesting. I think certainly things like osmanthus, because I love the kind of the fragrance in the kind of winter kind of spring months.
What's an osmanthus?
Yeah,
osmanthus. So it's an evergreen shrub which can grow quite large if you don't prune it, or you can clip it, so it's more like a topiary. It's quite good as a buxus kind of replacement, box replacement.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So nowadays with box blight and such like, and box moth, it's quite a good plant, especially with the flowers, which are very fragrant during the winter months.
I noticed you had, or I think it was even pointed out by you possibly on the program, that you have some little box balls don't you? Do you have any blight up there, or the problems with the moth?
We do. We have quite a lot of blight, which we do have to
no.
treat. So we apply fungicide at least once a year, and also things like I don't know if you're allowed to say top boxes, just to control, give it a good feed. Because the stronger the plants are, the more resistant they are to the disease, really.
Yeah.
And we're starting to get the box moth as well, the caterpillars.
Yeah.
Oh no.
We had
which
that.
do ravage. Yeah.
Just completely disappeared. But
So
when you've got these alternatives to box, why do you persevere with box? What makes it special?
Really, it's the cost, to be honest, because the original kind of cost of the boxes, you're looking at probably £1,000 a plant, because they're good sized plants. So really, it's to the point where once they look really bad, that's when I start thinking about changing them.
Okay.
So I'll kind of hold on until that point.
Okay.
So we do have to apply fungicides and insecticides. Not often, but just enough to keep things at bay.
Just to ward it off.
Yeah, but I mean, apart from that, we try to be organic as possible.
Because for me, box just is synonymous with stress. I can't imagine ever planting box again, because I don't want to deal with two major things that really wipe it out.
It's a pity, really, because I do love boxes. When you get that first flush of foliage on it, the colour is, you can't match it. It really kind of is lovely lime green.
It is, yes.
So it is a delightful plant, but I totally understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, absolutely.
Poor old box.
Poor box. Or then, would you like a shed or a greenhouse if you had to choose
it's got to be a greenhouse. It
Oh,
must
right.
be a greenhouse. Yeah.
Why?
Always be that.
So I'll be filling it with my little cacti, and probably some more tropical plants as well.
So you're going to have in your dream garden, a really massive greenhouse, perhaps a
lovely
house.
Commercial size. Yeah, as big as possible. Probably 2/3 of the garden.
2/3 of the garden, got it.
Yeah.
And how big are you imagining your dream garden?
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have a couple of acres, to be honest. I'd like a nice landscape beyond.
Okay. Yes.
And really the garden kind of merging into the landscape. So, like I was saying earlier, no kind of strict kind of boundaries. So it feels like the landscape's coming right up to the house.
So you have all of it. Yeah.
And what view are you having?
You could have any view.
Probably mountains. I do like.
Right.
Well, probably not many
So you
mountains
want the
in
Andes
the UK.
at the back?
Probably. Well, that would be nice. But if I'm in the UK, if you.
It's all right. We can put the Andes in.
We can put the Andes in.
Yeah. Nice few Andes would be nice.
Okay.
Yeah, nice Andean mountain scene.
What colour frame of the greenhouse? First of all, would you like it wood or metal, or you can get plastic?
I think ideally wood. Wood. Nice kind of cedar wood greenhouse. Natural
Painted?
kind of looking. Yeah,
Okay,
a natural, I think. Yeah.
Well then, the very interesting part is the 5 ornamentals that you're going to choose for your garden. What will those be?
This was a real challenge.
Yeah.
I know.
Thinking about these.
Especially for you. It's all the places you've been.
I think generally the more temperate plants, thinking things like Daphne Belua, which again is such a lovely plant through the winter months, with the scent.
Yeah.
You certainly smell it before you see it.
Yeah.
And I really do like them. And just the length, they flower for, right through from, probably later this month through till February.
Right, so throughout the winter they're flowering.
Throughout the winter, kind of semi-evergreen, but lovely plants. I think
they like it quite damp.
They'll handle a bit of dryness, but once they're established, they'll be more drought tolerant.
Okay.
I mean, ideally, acid to neutral soil. They'll get a bit chloritic if it's too alkaline.
Okay. What soil do you have at Mount St John?
Yes.
It's generally neutralish, but we have got acid pockets. So we've got quite a few daphnes and rhododendrons and magnolias, camellias.
That's nice.
That's the dream for us, Sweet Pea. If we could have some acid pockets, so we could
just
get some rhododendrons in. There's a lot of acid-loving plants that I'd like to have that we just can't. So
That would be really nice, because I don't want the whole thing to be acidic, because then it's really, you've got problems with some
it's a challenge then. But it's nice to be able to grow a range of different things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, so the Daphne.
Daphne, what are your other choices?
And I think things like Eucryphia. I don't know if you've come across Eucryphias before. It's a lovely South American tree, which things like Eucryphia glutinosa. They're flowering during the summer months. This year they flowered quite a long time, from end of July through till early September, late September this year. And usually it's a cloud of white flowers on this quite large tree, up to about 40, 50 feet tall.
Right.
And spectacular. Really is nice.
Just had a quick Google. Are their leaves quite sort of olive-like? Is that right?
Yeah, quite olive-like foliage. It's evergreen, so you've always got some colour there. They don't like the snow too much. We found that they do collapse a little bit if they get a lot of snow on them. But
poor things. I don't think anything likes the snow much, though.
That's true.
Do you have to protect them from the snow, or will they bounce
We
back?
do try to kind of shake them. Heavy snowfall.
So it's the weight of the snow that they struggle with?
It's the weight of the snow, because they're quite brittle branches, so they tend to snap.
That's no good.
Yeah, but it's well worth trying. It's a delightful tree.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
And then another South American plant I love is Drimys winteri. And there's one called Variety Andina, which is a smaller kind of shrubby form. And another evergreen. It's got this lovely kind of juicy kind of foliage and nice lime green foliage, and it's got pendant white flowers, which are really delightful.
I knew I'd need to have Google to the ready with you, Tim, so I'm just checking that one out. That is another beauty. So it's a shrubby plant.
A shrubby plant, we do grow it here up at Mount St. John, so it is pretty hardy. In a really cold winter, it will get frosted, but generally it's very tough.
What temperatures are you getting there?
Yeah.
I think last year, not massively cold last year, down to about -8, but occasionally we will get a bit colder than that.
And what are you going up to? This summer being a warm one, what were you up to?
Just trying to think, really. It's high 20s. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
quite pleasant.
Quite a nice kind of temperature range, really.
Interesting, lovely one. I'm looking that up.
And then probably a more tropical plant, or desert loving Euphorbia decarii, which is from Madagascar, which is another place which I've done quite a bit of plant hunting in.
Have you?
And
fantastic.
Southern Madagascar, and a place like Fort Dauphin in the south, and Euphorbia decarii is a lovely low little succulent euphorbia with attractive foliage. I do grow it on my windowsill here, and I really enjoy. Bringing back memories of previous travels, I suppose.
So was this with your Cactus Society buddy again in Madagascar?
No, it's actually on my own. For the trips to Madagascar. And
do you go part of a group? When you go on your own, or you literally just go completely?
I just went on my own for Madagascar.
Wow.
Just for 3 or 4 weeks each time. And,
so you don't have a guide or anyone?
No. Well, I know a few people over there, but generally I was on my own. It was good to use my schoolboy French to get about.
Did you see a lot of wildlife?
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a lot of lemurs. So it's quite nice to see the lemurs and shapakas and things, and I've got quite a lot of literature, so I'd read up on Madagascar quite a lot before I went. And, it was really nice, and I'd certainly again like to go back there.
Right, how fantastic! Gosh, where else have you plant hunted?
I did a little bit in Malawi, which was really nice. There's a kind of half safari, half plant hunting, so it's nice to see the big game and all that kind of thing. So it's good. So as well as Bolivia, I've done Argentina, Chile as well, briefly in Brazil. Just trying to think now, quite a chunk of the Mediterranean, Greece, France, southern Mediterranean coast of France, Spain, obviously Jordan as well.
Well travelled.
So really enjoyable. I think anywhere I go, I like to look at the plants.
Of course.
Yeah.
And then the last one.
I think probably going to grass. I like Melinia. One of my favourites is Pole Peterson, which we used actually at Scampston. There's an area of the gardens in the wall garden there called the the grass waves, and it's made out of Millenia grass en masse. And when you get the wind blowing through, you get this what they call metachronal rhythm. With the kind of grass heads kind of floating around.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Fantastic.
Quite hypnotising.
Really is.
Yeah.
And then this time of year, it goes a lovely kind of orangey yellow. It really is spectacular.
Because that's part of Pet's sort of brand, isn't it? Is the grassiness.
It's designed to do kind of vary in the amounts of grass he uses. But he does like his Millenias and panicums and steepers and lots of different grasses. But it's always trying to get that balance, really, isn't it?
Right. Yes. We went quite grass heavy in our garden, but I think it's worked out all right because there's some that just didn't survive, so they died.
Which
is always a good thing when you've got too many.
And with gardening, it's always trial and error. You're always going to
Thank you,
failures.
Tim. Thank you.
Oh, we all we never get it 100% right, and
yes. When you have the Millenia, do you have to cut it right back entirely in the winter?
I'm working with Pete and Tom Stewart Smith. I tend to leave things as long as I can, right through till about January, February time. If they look really messy, yes, I'll go through and clear them earlier on. But things like the Millenias, they tend to start to collapse probably in January, and you can just go along with your hand even and just brush it, and it just breaks off.
Oh, nice.
And it leaves the kind of stool of the plant, so it's really easy to maintain.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
You said that on the programme about the low maintenance element and how you do very little. Oh, you don't do any caning or any supports?
No supports. If there's one or two plants which really need a support, we would put it in. But generally, we try to avoid that because of the labour, and also you never 100% hide your kind of supports.
No.
There's always a cane there poking out or a bit of string.
Not nice to see.
We do have some kind of metal edging around the edge of some of the borders, which just kind of stops plants flopping onto the grass a little bit. But apart from that, with Tom's designs, he's thought it out so well. Everything is self-supporting, so one plant will support the other one. He really knows his plants. And maintenance-wise, as long as you start the season fairly kind of clean, few weeds on the ground as possible, it tends to be kind of quite straightforward. We do generally put mulches on as well, which smothers weeds, but also keeps moisture levels kind of regulated as well.
Right. Yes. So once you've weeded, do you put your feet up until the same time?
No, unfortunately,
is this why you've got so much inner peace?
Well, unfortunately, there's no feet up really. It's we're constantly kind of going round, and if we do see a weed, it gets whipped out, and
of course.
There's constant kind of edging and just kind of tweaking really.
Right.
I try to control my OCD when I am in the garden, but it always kind of spills out at times. So I've always been picking a weed up somewhere.
It's a good place to do it though.
Yeah.
It is. As long as you can switch off at times. I'm awful when I visit other gardens.
Do you start picking weeds out?
Well, I do, and I think, no, don't do that.
Well then, what would be 5 edibles that you'd have?
Ooh, crikey. I do love figs. I think certainly a fig tree, especially from my time in the Middle East. Figs kind of on the menu a lot over there.
Do they grow just prolifically?
Yeah, they tend to be fairly kind of wild, to be honest. Through all the landscapes, but also within the gardens I was working, we had quite large kind of fig collections, I suppose.
Oh, they can be so stunning, can't they? I mean,
they're big old trees once they get going.
Beautiful shapes to them. When you were eating figs in Jordan, how were they being prepared? Would they have them with cheese and meat, or did they have other clever dishes?
Generally, we would just have them as like a pudding or on their own. Often with honey kind of drizzled over them.
Would they bake them or anything like that? Just raw figs?
No, tend to be just really ripe and really juicy. Fresh off the tree, as long as the ants have been removed. Often full of ants.
Bit of extra protein, that's all right.
Yeah, exactly. But the food in Jordan was just I put on so much weight when I was over there.
Oh, really?
It was just gorgeous.
I can imagine.
I still miss. Yeah, exactly. All the shawarma and just hummus and
Yeah.
falafel. Yeah, I just dream about it.
Falafels.
Do you make
Yeah.
anything
Oh.
like that now you're back in the UK?
We
Yeah.
try to, probably once a week, we try to have an Arabic kind of evening,
Arabic
Ooh.
night.
just to bring the memories back.
That's
Yeah,
a great
so
idea.
It's quite nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
that sounds
delicious.
brilliant. Where you are now, what's the kind of vegetable garden like, or do they have one?
Yeah, we've got about half an acre of walled vegetable gardens,
Beautiful.
and virtually all of the produce from the gardens go to the various restaurants the family own.
Yeah.
Okay.
So nothing's wasted, and every Wednesday we harvest and send it out, and it's a real mixture of fruits and vegetables.
Do you have figs?
Yeah, we've got one fig tree, your good
Wow.
old brown turkey.
Yes.
So very resilient and a good cropper.
I read that because doesn't the owner of Mount St John, he owns the restaurants and the pubs?
Yes,
that
he
you provide
does.
to?
Yes, yeah,
So
the Provenance Inns. Yeah,
Provenance Inn. So
Yeah.
you can book a night at one of these, and part of the package. I think I told you about the sweet pea. Part of the package is a tour.
Yes.
Oh
exactly.
yes, I forgot about that.
So
Yeah.
during the summer months.
Yeah.
So you'll be taken around by myself or one of the senior gardeners.
I did say to Sweet Pea that I might do that as a birthday present for her one year, being a summer baby. So
you should do. Yeah.
we'll have to
And I
get
think
that booked in.
we've also just confirmed the dates for our open days next year as well.
Oh, okay.
So for the beginning of August, the 1st and 2nd.
Right.
Lovely.
We tend to have lots of speakers and events, demonstrations during the couple of days as well.
Oh, wonderful.
So,
so 1st and 2nd of August.
Okay.
1st and 2nd of August. So we were just trying to sort out which speakers we're going to have. Last year we had people like Matthew Wilson and Alistair Baldwin, and it went down brilliantly. Really did.
So do we have to book that far in advance? Does it fill up
We
very
do,
quickly?
because we limit numbers, because the site's not huge.
So we
are limited. Yeah.
Right, Sweet Pea. So we're ahead of the game here. Is this hot off the press?
It is. Yeah, I only put it out yesterday or the day before, so it's quite.
Okay, I'll get on to that after this.
Oh crikey! What are the other edibles?
So the other edibles, probably going for apples.
Oh yeah.
Apples and pears. We're lucky enough to have not a huge collection here at Mount St John, but we've got 58 different varieties of apples and pears.
Oh, it's a reasonable amount, isn't it?
Yeah. And a real mixture. And this year's been such a bumper crop. It really has been amazing.
Yes, it has been so.
What have you done with the crop?
So the majority were made into fruit juice, apple and pear juice, and I think we made about 1,000 bottles this year. So it's
right.
But I thought I'm drawing the line at that. I'm not going to produce any more. I think that'll do.
That'll do.
And then the rest goes to the various restaurants. So they make lots of delightful, delectable puddings. And,
where do those 1,000 bottles go to? I thought they were going to the restaurants.
So the bottles, some of those go to the restaurants, and the rest, for the family, and
right.
But we have a little honesty table in a couple of the restaurants where people do buy the juice.
Okay.
We also make our own honey as well, so that goes on there as well.
How many beehives do you have?
Yes.
I think we've only got about 3 or 4 at the minute, but it's something which we would like to increase. But Jack, who looks after the hives, he does a great job. And we get about 200 jars of honey a year, so it's not too bad.
Oh, it sounds like a dream up
Do you
there.
get to take
it really
it home?
does.
We don't. We probably stick our fingers in some of the kind of spare bits
Don't
of
get
honey.
a pot.
Yeah, we don't get. Well, we could do if we we pay for
twice.
it. But it is delightful. Really is nice, and it's nice the difference between the spring produced honey and the kind of later summer honey is quite noticeable, really.
Really? In what way?
The coloration and just the taste is different. I suppose different pollens it's collecting.
Yeah. Fantastic.
That's amazing. Right, so we've got 3.
We've got 2 more to go, haven't we?
2 more, yes.
So globe artichoke, I think, is
lovely.
one of my favourites. Yeah, I love. Especially dipping the leaves in butter. And,
so good, so simple but so good.
Childhood memory, So can't have a veg garden without that.
Yes.
And then the last one, probably a mulberry, a nice mulberry tree.
Oh yes, okay.
Especially when it's got space to grow properly. I think mulberries are delightful. Usually much wider than taller.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
a bit like me, really, but yeah.
I hear you, Tim.
Yeah. Yeah, as we get older.
It just goes that direction, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mulberry.
So,
So you've
yeah.
got a mulberry tree at yours.
I've got one in my garden, yeah. So,
in your own personal garden?
Yeah, well, yeah, but we haven't got one at Mount St. John.
Right.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's something which I should get planted, yes. Yeah.
Is your own home personal garden in a good state, or is it a case of all your efforts going to Mount St. John?
I try to. I think I can't blame family life, but probably it could be a bit more botanical. I think once I have more time, once Valentine's a bit older, I think I probably will spend more time, gardening as such in my own garden. But at the minute, it's full of trampolines and such like. So,
of course,
which
it's
fine. It's fine.
We know that well.
Yeah.
What size garden have you got?
Yeah,
it's fairly small. The garden near to where I work, but I also have my father's garden, which is about an hour away, and that's where I've got things like the mulberry and lots of different apple trees, and so.
So you're near family there.
Yeah, it's my childhood home, so I've still got plants there.
You've really had a blessed career from the outside looking in. It's taken this beautiful route and then.
It has a full circle, really. Yeah.
Is your father doing all right now?
Yeah.
Yes, he's doing well now. So seems to be enjoying life, and seems to be good.
Great news.
Well then, what would be your one statement tree? Another very hard question.
Yeah, I had to think about this one, and I think probably a Davidia involucrata. So the handkerchief tree.
Oh yes,
yes, which mid-May, it just full of its little kind of white bract flowers, and I just love it.
Yeah.
But other times of the year it's quite boring. But when it's in flush and flower with the bracts, it's fantastic.
Its leaves are beautiful though.
Yeah, and saying that this time of year, the leaves do go a lovely kind of burnt orangey yellow colour. It's nice, and it's an understated tree.
Right.
But I do really like it.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah.
Would you like a pond or a pool, and what plant would you have in that area?
Ooh, I would say a pond, and I would go for Taxodium distichum.
Taxodium distichum.
Look that up. Taxodium.
Yeah, which is the kind of swamp cypress. Yeah.
Oh.
Because if you plant it properly or nicely near the water's edge, over time you'll get these little snorkel kind of roots poking up out of the water.
The knees.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the tree. Yeah. Well, do you not remember, Sweet Pea? This is the tree that Dean chose from Houghton Ward Nursery.
Knees.
Yeah,
and he described the knees that come up.
Yeah, they're amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, this time of year, as we speak, the coloration is gorgeous. It's a deciduous conifer.
Yeah.
And the foliage colour is amazing. Really glows. We've got some in the valley area of the gardens, and it really looks fantastic.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
And the pond is going to be lake proportions?
What are we talking?
Do you want something small and formal?
Pond can be anything.
Decent size. Probably not as big as a lake. There's a question and a half there. How big is a lake and how big is a pond? But,
we did look into this. Apparently it's to do with the depth.
Yes,
right.
The size.
So if the deepest part doesn't receive light, something like that, then it's a lake. So you could have a very seemingly small lake.
But something decent size. In proportion with the taxodiums get quite large. So something.
Because at Mount St. John you've got those beautiful pools that Jack was looking after.
Yeah, we've got three pools in the bottom of the valley gardens, which actually date from the time it was a monastic settlement, so at least back to the kind of 11th century.
Amazing.
And they use them as pools for fish for eating.
Right, and they flow into each other.
They do. There's a natural spring. Nowadays we have it on a recirculating pump, just so we're not wasting water. But there is a natural spring which feeds those ponds.
Lovely.
Would you have something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be nice actually.
The sound of flowing water.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't beat it. Again, so relaxing.
So relaxing. Are there fish in those ponds now?
There is. There's quite a lot of grass carp. We don't eat them. We've just got them in there really to kind of control pondweed,
Right.
and any other weed in there really.
Yeah. Do you get much other wildlife in there with the carp?
Yeah, there's herons always trying to steal the fish.
Right.
There's quite a lot of badger activity, deer, occasional foxes, not many. Squirrels, lots of squirrels.
Yeah. And what about in the actual pond water? Is it just carp generally?
Yeah.
Generally just carp. You've got your typical water boatmen and things in there as well. Newts, there'll be lots of newts as well.
Oh, right.
So yeah.
That was the part of the garden I think appealed to me most because it was so natural, feeling so natural, the landscape. There was no formality to it, and that was very appealing.
Oh, totally. And I think, Adam Frost seemed to really fall in love with that area.
Oh, he loved it.
Yeah.
He fell in love with that area and Jack's job on account of working in that area, I think.
Yes.
I don't think Jack will be giving up his job in
No.
the near future. So,
Hold on to that for dear life.
Yeah.
It's like, this is so chill, people.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving this. Well, then, the final question for your dream garden: what would be your favourite seating area to sit down and chillax in, your drink to have with you, and plant to have by your side?
Crikey. I think probably a nice rustic bench.
Okay.
Yeah, nice, oak bench. And I love oak when it goes that lovely grey colour.
Lovely.
So untreated, but nice chunky kind of material.
So you wouldn't even oil the oak?
Probably not. Maybe later on, but initially I'd just leave it to its own devices.
Okay.
I know it's going to kind of twist and crack a little bit, but
it's part of the charm.
Just fits in. Fits in with the environment.
Exactly. Oh, lovely. I like that.
And where are you having the bench?
Yes. Where are you going to be sitting?
Probably
you're looking at the Andes, by the pond. But the Andes can be the backdrop to the pond, so you can get both.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we can get both views. Yeah, you can see the Andes, and I can be close to the running water.
Have the Andes reflecting in the pond.
Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah, this is getting better and better. Yeah, a real idyllic image. Yeah, and I think a nice glass of port. I think just
right.
Yeah, a little bowl of nuts as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think an Acer Parmartin, just kind of hanging over the bench.
Acer Parmartin,
lovely.
Yeah, so just I love the kind of it's like a large bonsai. The kind of shape it grows.
Beautiful.
Yeah, just love that kind of network of branches. And again, some of the varieties have such beautiful kind of autumn colours.
Yeah. I love how you've seen past the restriction of one statement tree and you fed trees into other parts of this garden through through the other segments of it.
Yeah,
so we've got probably about 4 or 5 trees now, haven't we?
Oh yeah.
Oh no, if we include in the edibles, we've got apples, pears, figs, mulberries, handkerchief trees.
Lots of beautiful trees.
Lots of beautiful trees.
Well, I love that. I'm going to read back to you, Dream Garden, just in case there's anything you want to change at all. Just make sure we got this top notch. So, garden boundary. First of all, we were thinking we're going to be in Yorkshire or just somewhere in the north. But we did want a view of the Andes as well, so we're popping that in there as well. Then you wanted hedges and woodland. In the hedges, for example, things like osmanthus, but very kind of open and freeform. Then you wanted a greenhouse filled with tropical plants and cacti, a huge and a lovely, nice, natural cedar wood frame. Then your 5 ornamentals, we had Daphne Balua, Eucryphia glutinosa, Drimys winteri, variety andina, Euphorbia decarii, and the Malinia Peterson.
Yeah.
Well done, Sweet Pea.
So sorry for giving you this challenge.
Then your 5 edibles, we had fig trees, apples and pears, globe artichoke, and mulberry tree. That's easier to say. Your 1 tree was the handkerchief tree, because I'm not trying the other one. Then you wanted a pond, fairly decent size, but kind of flowing into each other, so possible multiple ponds. And your plant was the Taxodium distichum, the swamp cypress. Yeah. Then your favourite seating area was a beautiful rustic oak bench, kind of greyed by the weather, next to the pond with the Andes reflecting in it, a nice glass of port and a bowl of nuts with an Acer Parmatum hanging over you.
Perfect. Yep, sounds great.
Absolutely
what
lovely.
A stunning garden. Absolutely fantastic. Crikey, can you hear that thunderstorm? Can you hear it?
Oh, cracking. Yeah, real good sound effects.
Good.
Yeah. Wow.
Whoa. Actually, the house shook a bit.
Okay.
It's very near. Uh-oh.
We might get cut off with a power cut, so...
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed that garden.
Oh, it's
with
a
little
pleasure.
bit of the Andes involved as well.
Exactly, and hearing all the backstory.
Wonderful.
That's great.
That's been a good old chit-chat with Tim.
Pleasure. Thank you.